Welcome everybody. Welcome to a brand new SHIRO show.
Hey everybody.
We are back with some awesomeness, and I'm excited to finally be back on the couch with all three of my bros. Two of my bros.
Yeah.
With all three
I'm
of us,
glad not
though.
to be sick.
And that too. I'm glad you're sounding much better too.
Ooh. Thank you.
Yeah,
I feel
glad
better.
you're back. Feeling a little bit better, Dave.
Yeah.
Back in black.
Yeah, I'm black. I am back in black. Unfortunately, I didn't get the memo. I didn't wear anything cool. You have the pig shirt, the Jung Rhythm shirt, and then
Jung Rhythm
Dan's got
shirt,
the Sonic.
I'm
Sonic
actually wearing a pickup because this is a new T-shirt that I just got.
Oh, is that a pickup?
Yeah, it's a pickup. What did we get from Walmart or something? Or Meijer? We got from Meijer.
Walmart.
It was on sale for like $10 at Meijer, but I thought it was cool. It's like got the classic looking Sonic and the classic Sonic logo, and they actually like made it slightly off white, so it looks like an old T-shirt, and it's like the graphics slightly depressed, like nice. It looks a little distressed. So
you know, it's funny. I've been really falling into the patina look stuff, like the whole patina looking thing. I don't know. To me, it's been kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe it's a hip thing for me. Maybe do you guys feel the same way? You guys like the patina thing, or is it more you like the nice and sleek, clean look? Or does it depend?
I mean, I appreciate the patina thing, but I like more just wearing the hell out of a shirt so that it gets its own patina, you know?
Yeah.
And the SHIRO shirts definitely do that. At least the threadless ones, they get torn up pretty much. But
that's not in a good way.
Patina that you want. That's not in the good way. No, but I mean, I love seeing retro game related shirts that have I have a PlayStation shirt that I've worn a patina into, you know. But yeah, like the kind of like synthetic it's called like worn, right? Or like distressed.
It's like the jeans, like you know how the jeans have the rips in them too.
Yeah, like I'm okay with it. I had a Star Wars shirt that was like that, but you know, it's like then everybody goes around wearing the same shirt that they got from Target, and you're like, okay, I know that
it's
you
not
haven't
distressed.
had that
it's
for
like
30 years. You know, so, but yeah, no, I mean, I should have worn something cool. I like your shirt, Dan. Just word to the wise: if it's $10, don't wash it too much, or like wash it on a really gentle cycle. Yeah,
I don't expect graphic tees that are on sale for $10 to last me forever.
Those fast fashion shirts, yeah.
But
or just
be cool for a little bit,
or just keep it dirty and make it really patina.
Like, it's crazy. I have some band shirts that I got from the 90s that were just made like such good quality that I can and I've worn them to bed like multiple times, and they have not faded a bit, and they're still every bit as good. And it's like, wow, those shirts used to be made so much better. Or maybe it's just that those bands like sourced their stuff through good suppliers, but like all my shirts nowadays just fall apart.
I noticed I have Nintendo shirts though. Like when I got all of my shirts from Nintendo World Store that I wore a lot, they're perfectly fine. Like all of them. Like I've had some from 2008. I still have that are
If you buy a shirt from Target or Walmart, it's pretty much got like a 2 or 3 year shelf.
Well, should we greet everybody who is watching today?
Let's greet
yes,
the people.
yes, Dan. Thanks for keeping us on.
It's what I try to do. Try to keep us rolling.
Sheep, Sega,
keep rolling.
Bob,
Keep
Neil Henderson,
rolling.
Pudgy Bunny, Pierre Garreau, Captain Hoddins here, Dragons of Saturn, Dianakins, what's up? Slow Coin, Double Dime, Lee Toast with the Most. We got Max Geese, Midori, Shimada's Starlight Witch Gaming. Let's see here. We got no longer abandoned. Because
glad to hear.
We're here. We're all here together. The Dark Savior 69, Malenko, and Michael Freach. And I think I said Nathan Anderson. So shouts to everybody in the chat.
I feel responsible for our T-shirt rant because I brought up my T-shirt. So I had to be the one to bring us back on track.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That's fine.
It's okay.
Fine.
That's
I
what
like
your job is.
Yeah, we get a lot of ranting.
Yeah, so 32 people in chat. Give us a like and share if you
like,
care.
comment, subscribe. Send me hate comments. You guys
so Dan, any other pickups?
You won't be the first.
Pickups?
Yeah.
I do have 2 other pickups. They are both Weeby, so I apologize in advance. So I got another Licorice Recoil manga anthology. They've been putting these things out every month or 2, so it's like they kind of have like guest artists that they like come in and do their own stories, and they just kind of like collect them into an anthology. So it's fun.
Nice.
See the Licorice Recoil characters up to more shenanigans and seeing different artists take on it. And then my other one, and I have to be slow and gentle with this because it's a little fragile. It is a Nendoroid of Atelier Marie from Sega Saturn RPG Atelier Marie.
Oh, wrong game. Sorry, I was thinking of Ryza with the
no. This is not
the
this isn't Ryza. She's blonde with like triple ponytails and wearing it. She's got her little magic book there. She came with like a little vial, and you can do different like faces and hands with her. So I picked this. I liked it. Thought she looked good. It just her ponytail's so big. I think just the one. Her ponytail's so big that her head is always looking up. So it's like
that's really cool that they would that they'd make an Android of her, considering she was on the one Saturn.
Well, they just remade her game, modern platforms like about a year ago, and it takes them forever to like make figures. So like she just came out a couple months ago, and for some reason it took until this week for Good Smile to actually ship her to me. But she looks really good. I like her. It's cool. So she's going to eventually go on the Saturn shelf, my shelf of other Saturn-related figures.
Saturn shelf, I like it. Well, that's really cool. Did you get that secondhand, or was that like a new purchase?
Oh, no, I bought that straight from Good Smile US, and even came with like a special themed base because I bought it from them. I pre-ordered it, so yeah.
And that sounds based.
It is quite based. It's ownage, if you will.
Ownage, pwned.
Dating ourselves.
Hey, that's elite hacksaws. Actually, I do. But I just want to answer the question. Charlie Ward said, Pat, if you could have one Sega Saturn game to come to Switch, what would it be? I'll open that to both of you guys real quick. If I did have one Sega Saturn game, man, there's a lot that are already on Switch that I have that are already there. Probably Psychic Assassin Taramara would be a good one for the Switch.
Yeah,
what about you guys? You
Bulk Slash. No hesitation. I'd want Bulk Slash to come to the Switch and other modern
specifically
platforms.
Your translation?
I mean, any translation would be fine. Even if they didn't translate it, people could just if people could just like buy the Japanese version, on the Japanese eShop or something and play it. That'd be cool too.
If we're talking released, like games released in the West or in the States at least, I'd probably go a Sonic Team game, either Knights. Obvious answer from me, just because I know it'll be well received by a lot of people, and it'll keep the awareness of that Knights and that franchise alive and well in people's minds, and maybe even spawn some kind of sequel. That or Burning Rangers. Burning Rangers would be great. That's probably what Bo Bales would say, or Trekkies.
Yeah, definitely.
Another one that I kind of would love to see if they'd be willing is I would love to see Deep Fear come to the Switch. I think that was a good amazing.
One. I didn't think of that one.
So, I mean, I think that might be cool because there's a game that I think a lot of people will not have played, but will definitely flock to it because it's a Resident Evil-like and a really good, well done one. So I think that would go over really well and people would enjoy it.
Well, they'd be making fun of the voice acting, but besides that, Malenko said Fighters Remake, and that's a good choice too. I like.
But I mean, again, it's so good, it's so bad, it's good kind of thing. With the Deep Fear voice acting,
Sure.
I think it would be okay. I think it would be good.
I like it. Kyle 2 also be pretty good. There's a lot of good suggestions. Got Guardian Heroes in chat. That one's a good one too.
Yeah. Guardian Heroes is the only Saturn game worth playing. You haven't heard?
Oh yeah, it's true.
I'm just kidding. Inside joke, but I don't know. Somebody said that to Adam Core, like they were like, Guardian Heroes is the only Saturn game worth playing. Yeah. Anyway,
and then he called him out. Like that was kind of ballsy of him. Just be like, no, you're dumb. That's stupid. It's a bad take.
Sorry, you're ill-informed.
Adam's like, I didn't care. Shut up, kid. That's funny.
Yeah.
I love it. But anyways, I was gonna go back to my pickups. So originally I was telling you, Dave, that or Dan, that I got that bought out on the sneakers app and lost not only the shoes for the Yu-Gi-Oh shoes, but also lost the 2 shirts. So those were were gone. So I was really disappointed. But one of my insider guys, my guys that is on the ball for that, came through. He originally said he didn't, but he found another one, and I am a true duelist. Oh, that's green screen, but you guys know what I mean. I'll get my flex cam up, and I'll do that again. Everyone, hold up.
Close to the camera.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing, Dave. He doesn't know about the flex cam.
Yeah, this is a new feature of the SHIRO show, Dave. It's a camera where Pat shows his flex
cam.
Here we go. And, yeah, right there.
Why is it pointed on his lap?
I'm gone.
It's the show off things.
Flexes?
Flex is something that I can't show on stream.
Off whatever Pat wants to show.
Okay.
Yeah. But
nice.
I got the shoes. I finally got it. There's really cool Yu-Gi-Oh! Nike shoes. The box is probably the best box. They got the red eyes on there. One of my favorite boxes I've ever had for shoes. Comes with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card called Winds of Victory, which gives your monster 300 attack points. It becomes a wind type creature. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, the shoes. I'll have to show them off. It's a cool little Air Max shoe right here.
Neil Henderson
really
says Pat Pokey's cam.
Oh gosh. Oh no. This cool little, it's like this blue color. It's like got these this cool like stitching things on there, cool like designs on it. And I think my favorite part is on the insole. It actually has the card of the Red Eyes Black Dragon on it right there. I can show. There we go. Show off right there on the inside. The other one has Joey on the inside of it too. So really cool shoe. I really am glad I got it. I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh fan. It's one of my all-time favorite anime. Right there in the insole. It even says like Air Muscle instead of Air Max. Kind of hard to see, but Air Muscle on there. So really excited to get the shoe. Screw you, Nike, for being garbage and making me not get the shoe. So middle fingers out to Nike. If we can give the middle fingers out to them for screwing me out of the shoe, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm excited. I finally got the shoe. The shirt I do not have, but they're wanting $150 for it on eBay, and my answer to that is no. I'm not paying $150 for a damn shirt, so. Yeah, so I'm excited. I finally got my shoes, my Yugs, if you will, my Yu-Gi-Oh shoes. So good. I'm excited. I am glad that I got that. So we're all good now. My shoe collecting days is finished. I have the shoe I don't believe that. Shut up, Dan.
I think we know you too well at this point, Pat, to know that your shoe collecting is not done.
Well, are you still collecting with the Warhammer stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm still doing the Dolly Hammer, so that's still fun.
And you're acquiring new stuff?
I took a break though. Because I got everything I wanted, so I haven't bought anything in like I think a few months now.
Okay. So, Dave, do you have any pickups?
Yeah, but that's all my pickups. I'm just happy I got my Yugs.
Nice.
I don't think so. I don't think. No. Oh, well, no, yeah, we downloaded some games on the Switch on the online shop, but but I don't have any physical pickups. Got some magazines coming and stuff like that, but nothing right now. I've been watching more Japanese vocabulary. I picked up that.
Hey, that's good. That's a pickup.
I have been started. Yeah, I've been going back now. I'm surprised by. So like I've been watching Pat's. Pat lets me watch his account, Crunchyroll, right? His Crunchyroll account. But I'm surprised, like, at how much anime Netflix has. Like, I did not know. I've not been watching anime on Netflix.
Because Netflix never advertises its anime.
It never advertises it.
They're very bad at it.
They got a lot of
ton. And moreover, like, I can't watch anime on Crunchyroll with Japanese subtitles, with like kana subtitles. Yeah. It won't allow you to. But you can do that on Netflix. So I just created a Japanese profile on our Roku, and I'm just watching Netflix in Japanese. There's like a couple of like television shows. Watching like a couple of dramas, like Hotspot, and there's this other one called Rebooted, which is cool. And then I'm going back and watching stuff like Free Ren in Japanese with the Japanese subtitles.
That's
only
cool.
Understanding half of it, but again, I've watched it before, so it's kind of
not bad. Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh no, it's the credits theme for.
Oh, are you all right?
And you all right?
No
Can
way.
you feel?
You're referencing. Gotcha.
See, I got
no,
you
but
guys.
yeah, so that's fun, and then just keeping up with the stuff that's releasing every week, like Dawn to Dawn, has been fun. But some of the stuff I just can't hang with, like Shield Hero season 4 is just it's lost me. Like, it's so boring, and some of these I can't hang with, but some are like so good. If you guys haven't watched Dr. Stone, like, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's one of the most endearing in terms of characters and like falling in love with the characters. You know, the kind of anime where you watch it just for the characters and just to see what's going to happen next with them and the character development. Dr. Stone is one of the best animes that I've seen recently, and that's you know, next to like Dawn to Dawn and Free Ren. You know, it's that good. Oh, and Kaiju number 8 is also really, really good. Good character development.
I've heard that one.
Kaiju number 8 is great.
You apparently like Shangri-La.
Kaiju number 8.
You apparently like Shangri-La Night, Dave, as well, right?
So Shangri-La Frontier,
yeah, the one that you watched on my account. My friend was
okay.
You made my roommate upset with me because he thought, because we talked about watching it. You watched like a couple episodes. I guess maybe you thought you were on your account. But yeah, it was funny because like me and my roommate, well, my ex-roommate now, he's no longer my roommate. We divorced. R.I.P. Peter. Right. But no, it was really funny because we talked about that. He's like, oh yeah, we'll watch it together. And all of a sudden he got really upset. He's like, Patrick, I thought you said you were gonna watch it with me. He's like, what are you talking about? And he booted up the Netflix, and it's like episode 25 or something. And I was like, oh, that's probably Dave watching it. That's funny.
But I watched that on my profile. That's weird. That sounds
it might
like
have been like one episode. Maybe you weren't thinking about. It doesn't matter. I think it was really funny. I was like, no, Peter, I swear, it was
that one hasn't. Yeah, I'm kind of tuning out of that one too. Like I got to like the middle of the second season, and it's just dragging. You know, the Free Run was great all the way through. Apothecary Diaries was great. That was Dan's suggestion. Great series.
That one's on my Netflix recommendations. I need to watch
really
that
good.
one.
It's deeper. It's like it's a period piece too, so a lot of the language is different, you know. But it's a really good show. But yeah, Dr. Stone, I can't recommend it enough. It's really good. Great characters. Funny. It's funny. It's comedy too. So, you know. But yeah. So anyway, and you guys watching anything? Dan, the My Dress Up Darling stuff, or
yeah, I've been watching My Dress Up Darling. They really stepped up the animation this season. It's been really good. They definitely they definitely they've cranked it up to an 11 with that show. They're putting their all. Cloverworks makes that show, so that's been really cool to see. Yeah,
that's on my watch list because of you. I haven't started yet, but yeah. You said it was good, so
I'm gonna watch that one too.
It is good, and it has fan service, which is not always a bad thing. And it, with My Dress Up Darling specifically, and I've seen people talk about this on YouTube, like doing like essays or whatever. That in My Dress Up Darling's case, it's more of like an empowering thing because the character, you know, Maureen, she's like very in control of herself, and she feels comfortable putting herself out there, you know, and she's just she's in like a powerful position in the show. So yeah, it's
powerful position of power.
Don't let that like kind of put you off or anything from the first couple episodes. Also, it gets less with the fan service as it goes on. So it becomes less of an emphasis into season 2 as it gets more into the characters. So
as long as it's not like the overt stuff as long as it's not so overt that it's like every other minute of every episode, you know, like I
don't want to see like shirts ripping up every 5 seconds
in here and there. It's fine, you know.
It's like
it's not distracting or anything. Yeah, Don Machi was like that too. There's plenty of fan service in there, but it was also an incredible story. So you know. I was willing to hang with it. But that's another one I really recommend. But I cannot wait for the third season of Ghost, the initial D success.
MF Ghost, yeah.
Because that actually started.
I need to catch up. I need to catch up on that one. I've been watching mostly Slam Dunk. I've been trying to get through that. Amazing anime.
I only started Slam Dunk.
It's really good.
But that's what I heard. It's a solid one. So.
That one's good.
Sorry,
I've been watching,
about to talk so much about anime, but I know we have news to get through. But
I'll go real quick. I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh. I got back to watching Yu-Gi-Oh with my girlfriend. We were watching that in season 0 Yu-Gi-Oh, where he kills like everybody in it. So that was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
That one's nice. That one's really good.
Yu-Gi-Oh's classic.
Yeah, I love it. It's really good, especially season 0 in the first season. I might skip over the filler arc when they're in the virtual reality thing, and just watch the rest of that and then finish that up, because I never finished it. I stopped like right after the duelist was it Domino City, the tournament for that. So that's the last time I watched it. So I might just like catch up and see what they did in the end, and that's it. But and I also watched that Demon Slayer movie. I think Dan saw that too. Did you see that, Dave?
I did.
I haven't watched the movie yet, but it's been hyped up to hell and back on.
It was pretty cool
on YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah, I need to.
It's a long movie, but there's a lot of action.
It is good. There's just one part that I think me and Dan probably agree on, is that halfway through they do a backstory for a character and it lasts for like an hour and a half in the middle of a fight, and I'm like, bro, it's not a bad backstory.
Demon Slayer, they do that a lot. So like if you watch the show, you'll know what you're getting into. But
yes, I know.
I wish
they would. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, like I wish they would kind of go back and remake some of those early episodes, but in like 16:9 with like more frames of animation kind of thing. I don't know if they.
I was saying that to somebody. I was saying they should do like
a League. I would love a remake of Pokemon Indigo League, and I would love a remake of Yu-Gi-Oh, like the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. I think that would be so cool. But
yeah, I actually really want them to do like maybe a. It'd be really cool if they did like a remake of the season 0, because they never like did that for the United States, for the US. It's always been a Japanese only thing that is released on VHS. I don't think they ever digitized it either, like made it like available and the other thing. So a lot of people are missing the context of season 0, where they actually introduced the duel monsters and stuff. So yeah, but sorry about that. I really been enjoying anime and stuff and watching it a little bit more. The Demon Slayer movie was good though. Besides that, so it's not like the last Demon Slayer movie. No, it's not. It actually is like, honestly, the Demon Slayer movie feels like it's like 6 or 7 episodes taped together, like straight up.
So should we move on to our community? Yeah, we have quite a few community announcements actually.
Alrighty,
roll that
music.
Beautiful community music. Beautiful bean footage.
Hey, I love that group. Roll that beautiful bean footage. I love cats. Anyways.
So our community challenge, our September community challenge in Dark Savior, is winding down its 3rd week, where we've been talking about Parallels 3 and 4. I believe that Gregory wanted you to show the latest chart.
Yeah, that's up right now. It even fits on the whole screen too.
Oh, good. Next week we're going to be talking about Parallel 5, which is the last parallel of the game, and our last week of the book club / challenge. I think we're going, I guess it's probably more like a week and a half, because we have a couple extra days into the next week. So you'll have a little bit longer to finish up your playthroughs and keep talking about Dark Savior and make your speed running times known and put up on our Google form. So
let it be known.
Yeah, so we're still rolling with that. People are having fun with Dark Savior. Also, we have to mention our friends, the Sega Guys' couple of videos this week.
Yeah, let me get that up. We also have another thing I don't think I've talked to you about, but I did want to talk about the recent death announcement that just came up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, let's take a look at the Sega Guys videos first real quick.
Sorry about that. Give me a second. Get that. Let's get it up. You want to talk about it? I'm getting it up while you're talking.
Okay, so the first Sega Guys video earlier this week was Sega's new era has begun. What's next? That was their kind of regular once every couple weeks podcast, fortnightly podcast, if you will. And then they put up
Fortnite?
No, not like the game Fortnite. And then they put up a new video today called Huge Improvements with Sega Rally 2 25th Anniversary 1.7, as it was meant to be seen.
I think this is the PC port, right?
Check those out. Yeah, I believe so.
That we talked about it a couple like I think it was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we got some new improvements as it's getting worked on by the homebrew developer there. Yeah, and I just wanted to also mention another Sega Guys video from the week before. We had like briefly mentioned it last week, but we didn't really like talk about it a whole lot, Pat, which was their Best of Sega Last Bronx. James was telling me at this, it's like a new series that they're starting, and it was inspired actually by Peter's hashtag Best of Saturn series on the website. They want to be doing like a Best of Sega series of videos, and they started off with the Saturn port of Last Bronx. So, you know, in particular, if you guys haven't checked that out yet, by all means, check it out. Also, there was a funny shout out to me because they did not talk about fighters or fighting Vipers, which would have been my choice, but that's fine. I like Last Bronx too. Actually, Last Bronx is great. Yeah, it was one of the first Saturn games that I was interested in checking out when like I first got my Saturn, and I was kind of like researching like what the library was, because like when I first got it in 2018, I hardly knew of any games that were on the Saturn. And I, being a big Soul Calibur fan, I'm like, hold on, Sega made a fighting game with like weapons-based fighter? Like, that's awesome. I had no idea. I'd never heard of Last Bronx before. And I'm like, oh, it's on the Saturn. That's cool. I got to get that. And one of the first games I imported from Japan was Last Bronx. So
I wonder if it was
goodies too.
Yes.
I wonder if it was inspired at all by the Soul Blade at all.
I don't know, because I'm not sure. I'd have to look up the timing on that. I think Last Bronx came out in 96. Soul Edge probably came out in 95. So yeah, it may have been inspired by it. But I mean, of course, there were like 2D weapons fighters too. Before that. So
like Samurai Showdown.
Right. So they could have just been trying to like make their own 3D version of that
a weapons
idea.
Fighter,
yeah.
I do like the really digitized anime style though. That's
yes.
That actually is really cool. That's like a early, before it really became like a mainstream in the anime industry, is using, you know, the digital anime art versus like cell animation, which was still even prevalent on the Sega Saturn. There's a lot of games that, like Soccer Wars, that had cell animation. This is a really early example of, you know, that digital animation, which actually doesn't look half bad. But
and of course, there's a banger of a theme song on Last Bronx.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Black Sheep in chat said they really enjoyed the improvements to Sega Rally 2 PC. Yeah, I think the Sega guys did too, so makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, that's what our buddies the Sega guys have been up to recently. And also in the community section, we'd like to maybe show off the new t-shirt designs that Dave has designed and put up on the shop.
I've got that up there.
Yeah. Want to talk about those a little bit, Dave?
There's new shirts on the shop.
I'm joking.
You can buy them. You can buy them.
I like the I like the Katakata ones.
So there, this one just says Sega Saturn SHIRO, and it has like the little controller and I tried to make the roll like look like the Saturn, you know.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, that was actually like a last minute little thing that I added in there because I was like, I don't know, something's missing, you know. I want to add something cute, and so, you know, to make it look very Japanese. So yeah, it ended up working really well. Kind of looks like an IKEA shirt that when it's on the blue, or like, I don't know, book off or whatever with the yellow font, but I don't know, it works.
I like the book off.
It's very reminiscent. Yeah, the book off look.
I don't know which color I like though. They all look good in like every color here.
Yeah, so
I might get the
take
red.
your pick.
Yeah, don't get the green. You won't be able to wear it on camera.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, I was
true. You won't be able to wear it on camera.
Floating letters.
I designed it. I designed it with the blue background in mind. You know, like the blue Sega kind of. Okay. But then I was like, it looks good on black too. You know, like it looks good on everything. So
I like the orange.
Yeah,
the blue looks good.
The orange was unexpected. I wasn't planning at all on doing yellow on orange, but I was like, wow, that actually pops.
It kind of reminds me of the Pikachu, the Pikachu N64.
Yeah,
it looks kind of vintage to me. You know, looks like a cool vintage T-shirt.
And the other one is High Saturn inspired. Oh yeah, the Pikachu in 64. Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of that one a lot.
Oh yeah, the orange one there.
The orange one, yeah. So kind of a cool.
The High Saturn design's neat.
Yeah, this one's only available on black and dark gray, just because the design disappears on lighter colors, and also
that makes sense.
Doesn't make sense because it's it's based on the High Saturn box. So figure there's probably only a couple nuts out there that would be interested in something like this, but hey, we love those guys too. So if you're a High Saturn fan and you want to rep SHIRO and High Saturn, and you'll be a high class Saturn fan, rocking around with that on,
Yeah, man. Every color I look at this, the SHIRO shirts, like the orange looks cool.
Pat, scroll down to the bottom, scroll way down. Keep it going down to there.
Oh, and the hats.
See, it's available in crew hoodies. Oh, go up a little bit, and go adult apparel right there. Adult apparel.
Oh, thongs.
Yeah, click
Hell
that.
Yeah.
So now you
gosh, what?
It's in, not that kind of adult apparel, but you do have crew neck, long sleeve, and hoodies available.
Nice.
And then if you go up a little bit and click on accessories, not home. Yeah, there's a pillow, and then there's also hats, magnets, stickers, phone case,
buttons.
I was gonna ask if you put this on mugs or anything. That's cool.
So like anytime I was thinking about doing a mug with this, but that unfortunately the way that they do their mugs, they just they just use a white mug and then they print like a swatch of color on it, and it just doesn't look as good as if they just printed on a blue mug, printed the design on a blue mug. So yeah, like some designs look good, like our black logo looks good on a white mug, but some things don't. So that's kind of with the mugs. You can actually go to our website and you can click on there's a drop down menu and you can click on the different kind of merch that you're looking for. And if you click mugs, there are certain things that come in mugs, so I did that for folks like who want to use our website as like a branching off point.
Yeah, and we had a lot of really cool shirts. If you guys are interested in that, we have ton of good shirt designs.
Oh, I still need to get Pat's underground or midnight club one up. But yeah, so
yeah.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get this one.
Plenty of cool stuff. You're gonna get the orange?
The vintage. Ooh, the vintage one looks kind of cool. The vintage looks really, really cool with that on. All premium. I might do only black and premium. Okay. Bummer. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a color. This blue one's really turned me on, but the orange is also really, really nice.
Cerulean was saying the High Saturn had a model that was slightly slimmer and did have an LCD attachment. That's the High Saturn Navi. Unfortunately, the box is actually not much to look at. It's like a big white box with like a blue. It's an ugly box. It's a great console, but ugly box. And since I did that based on the box, that's the one thing. Like the actual original High Saturn, like the box looked very classy. So. But yeah, so I've got other ideas. I want to keep putting cool stuff up on the shop and give folks, plenty of variety.
And variety is also a good option.
Yeah, so you didn't need to highlight that, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe somebody will be interested in picking up a shirt. And then when I posted them, it was only like $16 for a t-shirt, so that's actually pretty good. I don't know what they are right now. But there's sales on the weekend.
I thought you were 16 right now when I checked it out. Let me double check. Yeah, it's looking 16, save 30%. So
perfect.
$16.
It's like always $16.
They do it all the time. I have no control over it, but Teespring, TeePublic does that all the time, and it's like site wide, so it's like 35% off everything.
Yeah, and another community thing I kind of want to talk about, which is more of a sadder one, is that Billy Hudson of the Game Chasers sadly passed away yesterday.
Cancer.
So, it's a form of brain cancer. Apparently it came fast. Like they found it a couple weeks ago, and I guess maybe they had a surgery and maybe stuff happened. But there's not a lot of info yet on it. I think they want to keep it private. But I guess the main point is that sadly he has passed away. He was documenting his like journey. He had some issues with his legs and stuff. But yeah, it's very sad. Game Chasers was one of the OGs, like back in the day, like when I got back into it, that it was like that big. It was him, Pat the NES Punk, Metal Jesus, and Radical Reggie,
and Video Game Nerd.
And
like
Video Game
in
Nerd,
terms of like
else,
in terms of like content that actually had like kind of a story to it, you know, like they went above and beyond the typical YouTube reviews, you know. It was always fun watching their stuff. And they were from Texas, right? They like would drive all over Texas looking for stuff.
Yeah,
right.
Go over Texas. They go to cons. I've seen them a couple times. I've seen them around. Like if you're in the con circuit, you're gonna see your Game Chasers, your Pat the NES Punks. You're gonna see Adam Korlick. You're gonna see Radical Reggie. You're gonna see all these people. If you're in the scene like we are. Unfortunately, didn't have a lot of interaction with him. I'd seen him I think the one time I really interacted with him is I think I went up to a booth he was looking at, and they had a bunch of NES games, and they had a bunch of them I never really heard of.
Right? They were. I remember they were at Portland last year.
Yeah, they're at Portland. I think I really only interacted with them at Game On Expo though. But yeah, we talked like a tiny bit. It's nothing like major. It just was like, oh hey, I didn't know these games were on there because there was like a elevator action. I didn't know the NES, and I was like, oh dang, they have that on there. So it's like a small talking thing, nothing major. But I am certainly heartbroken for him and his family, and all his fans. Game Chasers were one of the OG shows, and they were at all the cons, so you'd always see them hang out and talk to their fans and have the little booth with their DVDs and T-shirts and stuff. So it's really a bit of a sadness, and I really feel bad for Jay, and hopefully they can continue on. I know they mentioned that they were doing like a farewell tour thing. Like I think they were wrapping up the channel, and they mentioned they're going to go to Game On next year. So hopefully Jay can go on there and maybe just talk a little Game Chasers, and I guess maybe have it live on a little bit, maybe do their farewell tour and say goodbye to everybody if you can. But I know right now the important thing is that they sort of get everything sorted, and hopefully they come back strong, the rest of the Game Chasers crew, and they they do a couple cons and say goodbye to everybody, because I know they were already on a farewell tour to begin with, so I imagine they want to just close that out and maybe make it like a tribute to Billy in a way.
Yeah, would make sense. Well, that's too bad, but it's I think it's nice to give a little word, a little shout out to them. And
yeah, we're close. I mean, the game scene's closed in. I mean, we're not really in that niche of it, like the game collecting scene. I know that that sounds kind of weird to think about, but really there's niches inside of niches, and we don't really fit into that like game collecting thing in that scene. Like we're not best buddies with Pat or Pat and Ian, or I mean, we're friends with a couple of them. I know that John Hancock's always pretty nice to us, and Radical Reggie's always saying hi, and a few of those other people are really cool. But like we're not like in the know, like we're not like going out and hanging out with all the people, going to bars and stuff. But yeah, I do feel bad, and I hope and yeah, like I said, we're not in that collecting niche, but yeah, I really hope that everybody in that scene is doing okay and is doing well, and hopefully they get a chance to say goodbye to Billy.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for yours. I just want to take the time to say sorry to him. I know it's been rough, a rough kind of couple weeks with everything going on. So I figured at least maybe we could just give our tributes and give our words, because I mean, anybody in the retro scene is, I guess, indirectly a brother of ours and a sister to us in a way, because I mean, I imagine a lot of people that subscribe to us in a way talk or follow these guys as well. So it's, as much as that we're not in that circle, we're still like in that recommendation thing when they just recommend our channel. So hopefully wishing them all well and all his fan stuff, and rest in peace, Billy. Thank you for all you did for the scene and keeping the retro games, games alive, and keeping these games in people's memories and hearts.
Yep. Definitely.
All right. Did you guys have any thoughts before we move on, or any words before we go to the news?
I don't think so.
It's about Billy specifically?
Well said.
Just in general, yeah.
Those dudes were really funny, and I'm gonna miss watching their content. And life is short. All I can say is don't spend it all indoors playing video games. Get out, spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, go to cons, make friends, just live life to the fullest is all I can
Billy
say.
Did.
You know? Yeah, you know, because you never know. Sometimes some folks live to be 100, and some folks don't get very far over middle age. So, yeah.
Alrighty, so why don't we head into the news? I know we owe Dan a article because unfortunately we had some technical issues last week that prevented us from finishing the article, which I think I sorted because I had some issues this morning where my PC was crashing constantly, like this morning, and I found out it was my Wi-Fi card. For some reason, it was I think maybe
That's
when
weird.
I moved, something got snapped in there, and every time I tried to update the drivers, it would just crash on me, and it would just crash randomly, and every time I found the drivers, it just crashed. So I removed the Wi-Fi card, and it's been running well so far, and we're not
That's
even
good.
running into the, at least yet, knock on wood, the things drop. Roasted his box too hard. Yeah, Jesus. The KPS has not dropped to 0 yet, so that's a good sign. Let's keep it that way.
I mean,
but
you don't need Wi-Fi in your tower anyway, right?
It was just a good backup.
Wired, baby.
I know.
Oh yeah,
I know.
I guess as backup, sure. Yeah,
it's a good backup in case wires get issues and debugging. I always like having a backup Wi-Fi or parties.
Yeah,
I remember like if I have LAN parties, but in the other room is not inputting Wi-Fi is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably get a new card sooner or later. Don't really need it because I used Ethernet mostly for the most part, so not really a big
Could also
deal.
Just be
but
the connection. You might want to just look at the clean off the connection and the slot and see if that's the issue. You know.
Yeah. Probably get a new card since I threw the other one out. So.
Oh well, then yeah. If you already threw it out,
it's gone. It's gone. So. But anyways, Dan, do you want to talk a little bit about the article? I don't know exactly where we left off, but if you want to just give it a nutshell.
Toward the end, and I was trying to rush through it, so I didn't really get to talk about things as in depth as I wanted. So I'd encourage everyone to kind of check out the article on SegaSaturnShiro.com since I wrote a book about it. But you know what, with Dave being here, we could maybe ask your thoughts a little bit about all this stuff too. What do you think about like Knights being the #1 selling first party game on the Saturn, and then Madden NFL 97 still beating it?
As expected.
Really?
I think
that didn't.
I was not surprised by that at all. Not at all. No. I mean, it would be a better story if I said I was, but no, seriously, Knights. I knew Knights was the most popular based on older sales figures that we'd had before. I mean, Virtua Fighter 2 obviously is going to be much more popular in Japan. Was popular here, great game, but not
still
nearly,
third place.
It's still third place, right? But I mean, Knights overtook that because it's kind of like the closest thing to a mascot that the console had, and came out like right around the same time as Mario 64. So very much like Sega just they ended up putting. Of course, we know like Sega really wanted Sonic Extreme, but that
they wanted to put all their marketing muscle into Sonic Extreme. Instead, they wanted to put it into Knights.
They wanted
instead.
Knights to be a kiddie game, right? But then when they realized Sonic Extreme wasn't going to come, they're like, well, okay, we better push this game,
go all in on the Sonic Team game.
Go all in on the Sonic Team game, and they did, and it was a great game too. So there's that. And I'm not surprised that it was the best-selling first-party game, but yeah, I figured a sports game probably. Usually that's the way it is. Like with I would be interested to see what Dreamcast was, but I'm sure it's one of like the same. NFL 2K or one of those games is going to be because that's the other thing is you see it in every lot, right? Like just based on when I'm picking up Saturn lots or Dreamcast lots, it's like there's always a copy of NFL 2K and there's always a copy of like some kind of Madden football
NBA
game,
or something,
97 or 98, NBA NBA action.
There's just a lot of like a lot of sports games. Like I mean that was big for the Dreamcast as well. That's what sold it to North American fans. That was the big sports platform. You saw like. I remember watching I saw an episode of an old episode of MTV Cribs with Redman. He had a Dreamcast right on his side bed, and guess what he was playing? Playing some NFL. It was really funny.
And I mean, you know, that's another thing is Mel, Sega Lord X has talked about this before on videos that he's done about how desperate the West was for, and Saturn fans were for a proper football game. And NFL 97 was not that game. You know, it was a pretty trashy football game. So when Madden 97 came out, it was finally like, you know, the football game that a lot of Saturn fans were waiting for. And a lot of us, I think a lot of us aren't really into sports games. I am, but I'm kind of an outlier. A lot of folks are really into like the shooters and the role-playing games. But like Sega was kind of synonymous with sports games back then too. You know, they had made it a kind of
the
their
2K series is legendary.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not surprised that it was number one. I'm more surprised by like some of the stuff that comes after it. Like, you know, Tomb Raider did really well on the Saturn. You know, and let's see, you had Sonic 3D Blast in terms of units, and also yes, Sega Rally Championship. Not too surprising there. Great game.
World Series Baseball, not to be mistaken for World Series Baseball or
for World Series Baseball. NHL 97, probably one of the worst hockey games on the Saturn, but that I see it in all the lots, you know. NHL 97.
What do you think about Street Fighter the movie selling the 11th most units?
Yeah.
But then it doesn't have even top $20, so it must have sold a bunch of copies at discount. But a lot of
that's
people
another thing is a lot of these numbers too, and when you scroll down, because there's so much more context that you get from some of these other charts, you really do realize that a lot of these numbers are coming from 96, you know, which was kind of like, you know, that was the big year for Saturn. 97 was the Hail Mary year for Saturn, and then of course 98 was just that January and February
so
was
just
like,
get it out of here. We got a Dreamcast coming out.
Just bury it. Bury it. But yeah.
But Street Fighter came out in 95.
Street Fighter came out in 95.
Yeah, August.
But I mean, the Saturn it came out in August 95. Okay, so late 95. And so then
it would have looked like a launch title basically to a lot of markets.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like in terms of Christmas, you know. So like you know, Knights came out in summer of 96, but it really sold gangbusters the Christmas that followed, you know. Because that's when they really push it, you know. So yeah, it's just interesting. Myst, of course. Myst is a great game. Saturn's a great place to play it. It's a very solid port. I still think
they should have ported Pist to it, but you know,
Pist.
You know, do.
And Myst also came out August 95. Like, you know, if we go down to the year chart that I did, these are all from 95 and 96 except for Madden NFL 98. That's the only 1997 game on here, and there are no 98 games, of course.
Which ones are the 96 game? Well, Knights is obviously 96. Virtua Fighter 2, I think, was 96 or late 95.
It was December 95.
December 95.
So if we go just by the units, for brevity's sake, the 96 games were Madden NFL 97, Nights into Dreams, Sonic 3D Blast, Tomb Raider, NHL 97, World Series Baseball 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah. Yeah, X-Men Children of the Atom, that was an early one. Yeah, Myst was literally a launch title in Japan, and then they, you know, got it out pretty early here. Bug. Yeah, so...
Yeah, X-Men, you know, appears on the dollars chart. So it's not on the units chart, so it didn't sell as many copies as some other games, but it clearly like was being sold for full price when it was being bought. That's how it would make it onto the dollars chart and not the units chart. You know, and a couple other 96 games made it to the bottom of the dollars chart and not the units chart. Need for Speed from Electronic Arts and Virtua Cop 2 with the Stunner.
And of course,
all I can say... Oh, go ahead, Pat.
I was saying, of course, we see the Japanese have superior taste than we do in every aspect.
Well, that's just it. Is that you know, when you compare this to like all the other games that are out there, you know, you could tell this is kind of like, it's kind of like a circular thing, you know. But it's like if this was people's idea of what games were on Saturn, what games were available on Saturn, then it also kind of makes sense why a lot of people thought that Saturn was weak sauce or not as good as PlayStation, because they really weren't playing the games that they should have been. You know, you get some folks who are gung ho Saturn and buying some of the more obscure games like a Stall, for example, right? And loving that stuff, you know. But then most people just weren't buying 2D. anything back then, unless it was like a Street Fighter game. You know, they weren't buying 2D platformers. Or
yeah, I mean, well, they got X-Men. You know, they got X-Men.
Sure, the fighters
here, but
it's a yeah, it's a 2D fighter. It's a Capcom fighter. Unless it's a Capcom
was very
fighter.
Popular at the time because of the cartoon and the comics.
But for the most part, people were shunning 2D at that time, and everything had to be 3D. And so it's like you look at this list, and there's several games here that I think belong here. That you know they should be here. But there's also a lot of kind of, I don't want to say trash, but just it's ancillary. It's like maybe like B minuses or C pluses, and then you know like there's like close to 2,000 games, or what? It's a little over 1,000. How many is it? 2,000 available?
No, I think it's like 1,100.
1,100, yeah. I thought, okay, so it was a little over 1,000 games, but I mean, out of that, there's just so much good stuff, and definitely the Japanese list is more indicative of that. In fact, 98 was an insane year for Saturn in Japan. 98 was a great year for software for Saturn in Japan.
We only got a handful of those.
Still going full steam, and we only got a handful of them, yeah. So some of the stuff is like, okay, with Japan J League Pro Soccer Club, that's definitely going to be like, you know, a game that a lot of folks probably wouldn't play, but all the soccer fans, you know, that's why it's on there, because sports games do sell well.
But like we got Fighters Megamix here, you know, which came out spring of 97 here instead of December 96 in Japan. And it's like Fighters Megamix was the 5th highest selling game ever in Japan, and it didn't even make either top 20 chart in America. Which, you know, Pat, I was talking to Pat about that last week. Like, why are there no 97 games on this list hardly, when 96 was like the highest selling holiday season for the Saturn as far as like selling consoles? And Pat suggested this because people were selling their Saturns throughout 97 and switching to the PlayStation and the N64. So
yeah, I mean,
it's
that's about the height for those consoles, so it makes sense to me.
The install base would have just like actually shrunk instead of grown in 97. So there weren't as many people who would have bought Fighters Megamix or, you know, Last Bronx or any of the other games that came out in 97.
I'm kind of surprised that, let me see here. So the original, I don't know if this list is adjusted to account for the fact that Virtua Fighter, the original Virtua Fighter, was a pack-in for the Saturn.
Yeah, but all the lists says at the bottom that it does not count software packed in with consoles.
Okay.
If you did, Virtua Fighter 1, I'm pretty sure would be like at the top of the list.
It would sell 1-to-1, right? But what's impressive is
for 95.
What's impressive is you look at the Japanese list and it's number 3. And it was not packed in. People literally bought it 1-to-1 with their console because it was like the game to get, you know, Virtua Fighter in Japan. So they were all about it. But of course, Virtua Fighter was number 1, Sega Rally Championship number 2, and that's incredible. I mean, I think it deserves that spot, really. But yeah, and then Sakura Wars is number 6. Sakura Wars was, yeah, very, very and Super Robot Wars. 2 Super Robot Wars.
Super Robot Wars is super popular, man. The Gundam craze is nuts.
I've not even played those. I have them. I mean, I've not even played them.
You know what's
very
funny
playable
is
in
that
English.
Super Robot Wars F Final and Sakura Wars 2 both came out in the same month in 1998. They both came out April. So even at that kind of like late date for the Saturn, they still managed to sell so much that they made the top 10 list overall.
I love it.
And you have to keep in mind
Enemy Zero's on this list. So that was a big deal there. Of course, Panzer. Grandia made the list. Grandia, yeah.
Grandier.
Should have gotten here.
Is Last Bronx on here somewhere? Because I know that was a big deal over there, but maybe not big enough.
It's not top 20.
Fighting Vipers
did
better. Yeah, Fighting
Vipers did great.
You got to keep in mind in Japan that Mobile Suit Gundam Wing was coming out at the same time. G Gundam was out, so there was a big like push for Gundam stuff in the 90s. So it really doesn't surprise me. Super Robot Wars, which has those characters in it, would be top of the list.
I'm looking at this list. I'm also looking at this Japanese list and thinking to myself how cheap a lot of these games are to come by on eBay and stuff, like, because they are so plentiful. Like Panzer Dragoon, the original Panzer Dragoon Japanese, the excellent Mobius cover art. It is a fairly cheap game. You can just, because it's so plentiful, and the same thing goes for like I don't Enemy Zero. Grandia for such a great game is like always been relatively cheap, you know. And now, of course, I mean, it's starting. All the games are starting to go up, but for the longest time, you could grab a copy of Grandia for like, you know, under $40. So that's crazy.
Oh yeah, I think I got a copy of Grandia for I don't know,
20,
$10 or $50 or something.
15,
Yeah,
I mean,
I still remember getting
it.
the imports. Yeah, like I literally paid like $100 and got like 15 Saturn games when I first started with it. Where it's like, so like House of the Dead was like $5. Like Dynamite Cop was $5. This is the Japanese version, by the way, not the US one.
Right.
Yeah, Dragons of Saturn says his copy of Grandia was $45. It just depends on when you on when you bought it, because like now you go on eBay. I think Grandia is still like a $40 game. Like, and I mean it's like multiple discs, right? So I mean, I'm just saying, like, considering that, I think that's and sometimes it comes with a map, so that's
You know
cool.
about the Saturn version or the PS1 version?
Saturn. Yeah,
Saturn. The Saturn. Look, so there you go. I mean, there are copies of it still for like $15, $10.
There's a $10. Yeah,
okay.
that's cheap.
Yeah, it is that. It is that. They made that many copies of it. It's crazy. Like, it was a very highly printed game, and it wasn't released over here. Well, I mean, it was released by Sony on the PlayStation, but
PS1 version of it ain't that bad either. Like about $45.
Well, that's like $50. Yeah. So see, that's gonna be
awful.
But those are the American copies, right? Yeah,
that's American. That's not awful. Yeah. Like, I expected it to be a much higher. I don't know. Maybe the game stuff.
These days, I feel like anything under $100 is like, it would consider it reasonable now. Whereas, like, you know, when we started this podcast, we did an episode about like the price of games and stuff. We're like, that. You know, try to stay under $40. You know, Jesus. But now it's like so hard to do that with a lot of the games. You know. But I do feel like the bubble's bursting a little bit on some of these things.
Yeah.
I look at games that I bought like a couple years ago, and I'm like, wow, that's $20 cheaper than what I paid. So like, I feel like the bubble is kind of bursting on some of the filler, because people are realizing it's like, it's not really worth that, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that plus everyone's got their complete collections already, or some people we know that had it 3 times.
Yeah, so, and I'm talking about the long box. I am talking about the American long box. I'm not talking about Japanese stuff. Japanese stuff is like just been steadily going up as the Saturn's popularity and more people find out about it, because that's pretty much what everyone's going to do, is go straight to the Japanese stuff.
Yeah, I feel a lot of the video game stuff is sort of leveled out a bit. I mean, there's still stuff that's incredibly expensive, like that's gone up a little bit, but for the most part, the regular games that aren't like extremely rare have sort of evened out a bit. Like even Pokemon games have stopped being completely nutso. Like I remember when there was like you couldn't get a Pokemon cartridge under $50, for like the old ones. But now there's still some decent ones. Like
the pandemic drove some of that to a degree.
Yeah. But, now that things have kind of gotten a little more back to normal, it seems like the collecting craze has gone down a little bit, and with inflation, especially here, you know, going way up, I think people are caring a little more about their bills and their grocery bills and whatnot than, you know, paying big prices for collecting.
So was there some kind of a drama with this publication? Like, I don't know, Matt Piscatella was like sassy with you, or
he was sassy.
Like, you know, and you're just like, but I guess this was stuff that he had on hand and just didn't feel like posting it because it was like Saturn.
Yeah, well, because you know, last week he posted, you know, here's the top 20 charts for Dreamcast, in honor of the Dreamcast's birthday in the United States, and here's the top 20 for PlayStation, because it also came out on the same day, just 4 years earlier. And so then I came in and said, hey, did you post? And I didn't put it in any kind of a way, but of course it's the internet, so you can, you know, I guess hear it in your head however you want. But I was like, hey, did you post top 20 charts for the Saturn when it came out back in May? You know, and I knew the answer because I'd already checked, but I was pretty much just trying to like very gently be like, hey, maybe post that too. That would be cool to see. And then a couple days later, he's like, so I guess that, you know, I didn't put out Saturn charts, and, you know, next time just ask. And it's like, well, I did.
Well, you did just ask.
Giving him a hard time. Yeah.
You literally did just ask.
Did you ask on Twitter or Blue Sky?
On Blue Sky. Yeah.
He's just reading it wrong. He's reading it wrong. Like like a well actually kind of guy, and when really you're just like literally just saying, could you publish this?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
To be fair though, can you blame him? Like the internet has been like pissing everybody off recently. Like I remember it was on Twitter and I saw like 3 people like celebrating the Game Chasers Billy's death. I'm like, what is wrong with you people?
Ugh.
Like
Really?
there's some like messed up people online. It's like, why would you like even as a joke post that? It's like I don't. Do you have like any sensibility at all?
Some people don't. Honestly, some people don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some people need to have their internet license revoked.
Yes, everyone on Twitter, please.
But no, that was a great article, Dan. So thanks for posting that up, and I did find it really, really fun to read. And most of it was kind of predictable, but there were some good insights there for sure. And definitely, I like how this one that has like only Madden 98 and 97 being like on the list at all. You know, everything else is just so it's 90. Yeah, so everything is 96 or earlier, which literally that is the story right there.
Except for Madden 98, which
except for Madden 98 actually selling in 97, and making that list. 97 was such a terrible year.
Because like I looked at first party and second party games, and like there's a good mix. You know, there's surprisingly good sales for third party games on the Saturn. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for humoring me and talking about that again. We probably talked about it for a little too long, but we got it all.
We have a lot more to get through.
Yeah.
So the next thing was another story that I wrote. Yeah, this is just a little one. The multi-optical disc emulator got a firmware update for the first time in 4 years, more than 4 years.
Hey, you know what? Better late than never.
Yeah, at least there's some kind of support there. That's good. Good to see. Download it. You have to, I guess, log into the Terra Onion website to download it. To your mode. You have to be an actual registered owner to be able to get it. And what it does, it has 2 fixes for the Saturn. If you've got the mode in your Saturn, it fixes the return to mode not working, and it also disables fast boot for Panzer Dragoon Saga, since I guess that was like a compatibility issue. With the reset to mode, I guess you can reset to the Saturn's multiplayer menu, and then from there select launch to boot into the mode menu. And then if you're using the mode in your Dreamcast, there are a couple of new features. The first one is add support to send game ID to VMU for VMU Pro and similar devices. And the second feature is add an option to game pop-up menu, hold A, to insert the game and boot to BIOS, useful for VMU Pro data management. So both these features have to do with some of these like new third-party, like homebrew, essentially, VMUs that people are making, like the VMU Pro. It also works with Dream Mods' VMU 2. So that's, these are like the VMU Pros from 8-bit Mods. It's got like a color screen. It can run applications off of it, even 8-bit console emulators. So that's pretty neat. This kind of like increases support for those a little bit. Derek, A-Team in the community said, just a note, if you're using the generic game ID function with the VMU2 or the VM2 and mode, I think he means VMU2. In other words, the icon-based detection, you will have to manually migrate all of your virtual VMUs to the folders that get created automatically after launching a game via the mode menu.
Oh so boy, that's my favorite.
Good note.
Good note.
That's really all we got with this. Terra Onion mode is still being sold to this day, so you can, as one of the several options for the Saturn.
Let's see here. Pat got 2 casts up.
Yeah, I was able to get the casts up. Thank you guys for your patience. I finally caught up with putting the casts up, so those are now up for the audio people. I am sorry for skipped over Zwei. Oh yeah, I don't think we talked about that yet. Thank you for being patient with that. I recently moved in and set my PC up, so I got those out on Monday and released them throughout the week. So it should all be caught up. That also adds to the YouTube things. Those should all have their chapter markers on them. So for the last couple of episodes, besides this one, of course, as I'm casting it right now, because I've not, the timestamps have not occurred yet. So for all we know, there could be timestamps that change. So obviously I haven't set those up, but the next one should be out and we should be current once this episode finishes. So yeah,
Cool.
thank you guys for your patience on that. And also,
you know,
for some reason, our translation announcement got 12,000 views. I don't know how that happened on the audio podcast. So thank you to all 12,000 people for watching it, for listening to it. That was probably the most I've ever seen anybody listen to the cast.
Some kind of algorithm.
I hit something. Maybe I should do that more often. So thank you to all 12,000 people that watched this episode.
No, you're going into Robopat there a little bit, Pat.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Finally, it's not me. It's
weird.
Weird. I don't hear it on my end. That's weird. Does it sound okay now?
Or? It's just kind of,
it's probably just lag. It might just be a. It might just be a weird connection. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're better now. Just a couple seconds.
So, Saturn and Chill. That's the new Netflix and Chill. Saturn and Chill.
I like it.
But under the microscope, Chill. Bo Bales brings cheats to this this lesser
unreleased game.
Unreleased, snowboarding game with with sponsors like Burton and stuff. Yeah, have you played this, Dan? The game?
No, honestly, I didn't even know about it till his article
decent.
here.
Yeah, it's decent. Like it's pretty. It's kind of like a Tony Hawk style wannabe kind of snowboarding game, and it's definitely with the other snowboarding games like Tricks 98.
Yeah.
What was it? The Snowboard Tricks, and then the
Deep
sliders. This is like somewhere in the middle there. It's actually pretty decent. There are some other ones that are worse. So yeah. It's one that I recommend folks do download and check out because it was pretty much a finished game that didn't get released.
So is it supposed to be a European game? Is that the case?
IDOS probably, yeah. If it was IDOS, I imagine it would have been. Do you want to do the read on this?
No, you can go ahead. Unless Pat wants
to. You want me to do it? Okay. IDOS plan to publish Chill, a snowboarding cryptid hunting game. I did not know that it had that part in it.
Yeah, you didn't check out the cryptid hunting mode?
I didn't check out the cryptid hunting mode. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to.
For PlayStation and Saturn in 1998. Okay, that kind of explains why it wouldn't have been released for the Saturn. But the Saturn version never materialized, leaving Swagman as IDOS' final Saturn title.
And no swag.
A late prototype build of Chill for Saturn came to light in 2011. It's available from Hidden Palace. Bo decided to check out if there was anything hiding in it and was pleased to find that it does. The PlayStation version also turned out to have a long unnoticed secret. See below for more. An unlock everything cheat code for the Saturn version. Details on reverse engineering involved in locating the secrets, and then some additional hidden debug stuff. So that's basically what he found. There's a lot of like technical stuff that he provides in this article, but essentially the cheat is an unlock everything cheat. To unlock extra tracks and bonus character, enter this sequence in the title screen: ABA CABA. Pretty easy.
Abakaba.
You get this screen: tracks, characters, forest, village, winter sports, glacier, free riding. Nice. So
I guess you set the 2 tracks to on there, and then they'll be available to select.
You can also set characters to on to enable the bonus Yeti character.
Nice.
So that's cool. There's a Yeti.
Not as cool as like the UFO unlockable in Steep Slope Sliders.
Steep Slope Sliders with like the little Shiba Inu. Isn't there like a little Shiba Inu dog on a snowboard? And there's also a penguin on his belly. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's still cool. And definitely go check out Rings of Saturn, the blog, the Substack blog by Bo Bales, and check out the Weekly Sonic podcasts where you can listen to Bo talking about cool.
Yeah, he also kind of like hacked it to find a debug screen that normally isn't accessible unless you hack it, where you can turn off collision, allows you to go out of bounds. Debug display shows some sort of resource meter. He said he couldn't quite tell what that was, but
debug, collision, color, and messages. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Another fun little secret hiding inside this unreleased snowboarding game, Chill.
And how do you get that, with a code or by changing a value?
No, he had to hack something.
I got you. Okay. All right, well that's cool. Technically, you could probably create a Game Shark code to do that. If
Probably.
I don't know if he has. So check out the article. Check out Bo Bale's blog. And thanks again, Bo Bales.
Yeah,
thank you, Mr. Bo.
Mr. Bo. Nights into Dreams, Best of Saturn Gold. Agree.
Or the next Saturn.
I
next
agree.
update.
I won't complain about this one being a Best of Saturn Gold. This is fine.
It was the number 2
right
seller in America. Yeah. So
when we get the when are we getting the number 1 for Madden 97?
I know, Best of Saturn Gold, Madden NFL 97.
Let's go.
Madden NFL 97. I mean, that game's okay, but I mean, again, that really is a case of just like everybody wanting a football game, you know, and basically buying what was out there, you know. It's all right, but it's not. It's no NFL 2K.
Why weren't they buying Quarterback Club? Like, that's a cool game.
You know, that one, yeah.
That was the first football game on the Saturn too.
Yeah, you got Quarterback Club, and then you also had the one that Digital Pictures did, right?
Mike Ditka quarterback.
Mike Ditka football. Mike Ditka,
not really a real football game, but I guess it counts.
But I mean, they were desperate. They were desperate for a football game, and they were not getting it. And then when they finally got NFL 97, it was just so bad. But yeah, so Peter is here. Peter's in the chat.
Oh.
We have to do justice to this article that he put up.
Yes. Who's gonna read it?
I will, if you're okay with that. Are you guys okay
Peter
with
goes,
that?
it's gold. No arguments.
Okay, no, it's gold. It is gold. It is absolute gold.
Yeah.
Absolute true gold.
In quotes, you know, this is definitely. Oh, okay. So we start with a Sonic Team quote. Yuji Naka quote. I wanted to make a game about the sensation of flying. So said the then Sonic Team head Yuji Naka. After pumping out Sonic hit after hit on the Genesis, Mega Drive, the team's Herculean task was to bring a mascot to the Sega Saturn to compete with the promising-looking Crash Bandicoot and juggernaut Super Mario 64. Nights into Dreams was the team's answer. The game's story sees the player take control of either Claris or Elliot, teenagers who find themselves in a dream-like Nightopia, caught in the struggle between the forces of good and evil. Wise Man the Wicked has sent his nightmare to steal dream energy, and Nights needs the kids' help to stop him. Presenting colorful, imaginative, and solid 3D worlds, the game takes players on a gentle on-rails quest to retrieve dream energy and stop Wise Man, or take up the absolutely hypnotic score attack aspect of the title and blast the gameplay to an all-new levels of awesome. While at it, take a moment to appreciate the A-Life, an entire ecosystem written into the game that exists alongside the main quest. Watch and listen as Europeans, there's a little Nighttopians, affect the in-game music so that no two playthroughs are ever exactly the same. The game is notable for showing what the Saturn can do visually and for introducing analog control to Saturn gaming via the all-new 3D control pad. The title has all the bells and whistles of a killer app and all the subtlety and hardcore gameplay that the Saturn's audience increasingly gravitated to. Crash Bandicoot was great for Sony. It was colorful and flashy and gave the PlayStation the mascot it wanted. Mario 64 was great for the industry. It showed what a 3D game was supposed to look like and play like, and helped bring 3D into the mainstream. But Nights was great for the players, those interested in challenging, addicting, and deep gameplay above all else. And it managed to do this beautifully, all while wreathed in artistic visuals, surreal themes, and tight controls. Nights into Dreams is the definition of gaming gold. I agree. And
well said, Peter.
Yeah, well said, Peter. Definitely. You know, so the one thing I will say is that that he added the part about the score attack, and again, that's like one of those things that like a lot of people didn't know back then, just because of how poorly the manual read, you know, and at least the Western manual, like it just wasn't very obvious what you were supposed to do back then. And I think a lot of people just assumed that they were supposed to play the game quickly, you know, and just
skip to the end.
Skip to the end as quick as it could.
Beat the bosses.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this is a fantastic game, and folks. If folks don't really get it, I understand it's not for everybody. Some folk, I don't know what it was. Classic Gamers said it was like jumping into a bath of cold ice water for some people, which I think is a really good. Yeah, it's like completely different from anything you've ever experienced in terms of gaming. So it was for me at least. But for me that was a good thing, you know. So anyway, thanks, Peter. Appreciate the article. And hopefully we'll get a gold for what's the offender that you. Oh yeah, Vampire Savior. Yeah, that's got to have a gold, right?
Got my eye on you on Vampire Savior, man.
He'll get to it. All right, next up, who's gonna get this one? Rasputin. Greg wrote an amazing article here.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk about it a little
take
bit,
it away.
Pad, or do you want me to?
Yeah, no. So I didn't really know much about this, but until he posted up. But it looks like Taisen Netlink has reached its public beta, so I don't really know much about this, to be honest. Looks like the is Rasputin in the chat? You talk about a little bit if he.
No, yeah. So Gregory wanted to be in chat to talk about his story because I mean this is a very in-depth story. We will not be able to do it justice here quickly on the podcast. So by all means, go to SegaSaturnShiro.com and read Gregory's story about Taisen Netplay.
Because it goes all through it, but essentially you could use the Taisen cable and play online, which I think is really interesting and maybe saves a lot of money on some of these games that know.
Gregory wanted to be here to talk,
some of them aren't even available any other way. Like what was it? It mentions some of them either have features that like F355 challenge, has kind of like asynchronous racing via the Ethernet, or the modem. But with the Taisen cable, you can actually have split screen multiplayer. Like you can actually do side by side racing. And then there are other games he mentioned that were like, and this is all care of Joe, Sega RPG fan, Udinord, who did the tunnel, for the Saturn. He was able to start with like a Dreamcast coders cable and figure out how to get it working with the tunnel. And for folks who want to do this, they essentially need to purchase one of these like Dreamcast coders cables. It's like a Dreamcast. It was a USB that breaks out into like the individual cables, and then there's like you get one of those little Dream Shell SD card serial inserts for your Dreamcast, and then a little debugging. I don't know, it's like a sniffer or something like that, like a traffic sniffer. And so it's like 3 parts, but all together it's not that much of a buy-in in terms of overall cost. So if you're, a little. If you're, really hardcore into this stuff, I'm sure you will.
And then you also need like a Dream Pi or a
PC.
PC or
running the tunnel. Yeah, so that'll work the same way as Saturn, basically, either with the Dream Pi or the tunnel. And Joe's provided all of that to download.
So what are the games that this supports then?
Yeah, so games that support.
Here's the list right here. It's like Aero Dancing F and I.
Both Japanese exclusives.
Yep, F35 Challenge. I think that came out in the US as well. Virtual On Ontario Tanagram. I can never pronounce that. Ontario, Canada. Tanagram.
Ontario, Canada.
But you have to do it for the same region, though. It needs to be the same region. Maximum Speed, and then Hellgate, which I believe was that ever released?
Speed was an Atomus Wave game. Maximum Speed was an Atomus Wave. Cool. Hellgate is a beta, and then unsupported games is Sega Tetris. That one doesn't work. Where did he say specifically what it? The breakthrough would come in August. Okay, so trying to see there. I read the article, but I can't remember it verbatim. Not necessarily interchangeable experiences. Okay, it's important to be clear that this isn't a replacement or re-implementation of the current online mode that's available that folks are enjoying and have been enjoying for some time. He emphasized that this was effectively extending a serial link cable between Dreamcast consoles using the internet in between, which comes with a number of new features that were not previously possible. The Japanese version of Virtual On had online mode that has yet to be restored. So this is the only way right now to play Virtual on real hardware. Maximum Speed, the Thomas Wave game, had never had an online mode. So again, this is So it never had an online mode, but you can play it online, emulating Taisen Link, basically, using the internet as your Taisen Link, basically. And I'm surprised that it works so well. He does go on to say that you do need like a ping of like 35 milliseconds or less. Like, so that's pretty demanding. If it goes above that, you do start to see, it does start to affect the gameplay. Well, yeah, like. It just affects the gameplay. There's some hiccups here, but if it's under 35 milliseconds ping, then, it plays pretty well. And he said he was surprised at how well it plays. So yeah, check out the article. There's a lot of cool information. I'm actually going to see Joe this weekend. He's coming to San Diego to do some work for his job.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna hook up and go to Coin Op, I think, in North Park, which is like a barcade, and have fun. I'll get to talk to him about this. Maybe I have not had an opportunity to try this out, but I think it's awesome that he's.
Yeah, the story does give good instructions on how to set all this up. Too,
it does.
Try it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, in a nutshell, basically, this is bringing the Taisen capable Dreamcast games online, letting you be able to play them online instead of just being like a LAN play type thing.
I think Farkas too in our community helped playtest and help debugging. Yeah, I think so. He's also mentioned in this.
Well, he's building some of them too.
Okay, yeah.
That's what. Yeah, Farkas said he's going to be building some of these little devices and selling them at cost. So, which is awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, Joe has done such amazing things for this community, and he even claims to not be if he was like a hardcore programmer, and reverse engineer like Bo or something like that, maybe this would have been quicker for him. But for him, it's been very painstaking and just spending a lot of time troubleshooting and doing it the hard way. But I mean, his passion for it to stick with it and bring us this kind of stuff like the tunnel and everything, I think is amazing and really speaks to what a hardcore fan Joe is and awesome fixture in the community. So we really appreciate Joe for the tunnel, and folks are enjoying online net play as a result. So that's great. I wonder, and I kind of wonder if Taisen Link play would be available with the Saturn. Would there be any games that we would benefit from that had like Reverthion? So Reverthion, Steeldom, Jabakers, those are all games that Peter mentioned in his Taisen Link article, that if Joe could get those working over Taisen Link, man, that would be amazing. If we could do the same kind of thing.
Doesn't Doom have it?
Yeah, Doom has a Taisen Link mode. So yeah, there are some Taisen Link Saturn games, and maybe that's, who knows? Maybe that's
and now we have that
down
awesome
the road
patch that makes Doom run a hell of a lot better on the Saturn.
True. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't think anything's impossible anymore.
Gun Griffin 2.
Kind of a matter of time and ingenuity. Gun Griffin 2. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That does have Taisen Link. So just imagine. And Double Dime says Daytona is much better with the Link as well. So I don't know if it would be, if that would benefit at all because it wouldn't be constricted to the 14.4 catapult modem stuff, so it would be just using the full out internet to do Taisen Link for Daytona CCE. That might actually end up being a better way to play it. So yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. And doesn't Virtual on Saturn do Taisen Link as well?
Yeah.
No? Yes? Yeah, there's a Taisen Link mode, right?
No, for Virtual no, I think you have to do the Netlink.
Sorry. Okay. All right.
It's Netlink. It's Daytona. It's a Sega Rally.
It's just Daytona.
The one.
Okay, got it.
We did that at the convention. We had to do the Netlink Direct Connect for that.
Okay, and last but not least is this Zwei remake. Who wants to read this one? Nick wrote this.
So Pandemonium was intending to write this last week, and life got in the way, so he wasn't able to write it till today. He put it up. The news was breaking last week, though, that the long-awaited remake of Panzer Dragoon 2 Zwei was finally sort of reintroduced to everyone. They had announced their intentions to make it like a good 7 years ago. Forever Entertainment, that is, who has been doing these Saturn remakes on modern consoles. And so now that they have done Panzer Dragoon 1 and House of the Dead 1 and 2, they've moved on to the fourth and I believe final game in their Sega remake quadrilogy, which is Panzer Dragoon Zwei. Panda kind of talked a little bit how the Panzer Dragoon, the first remake, came out on the Switch back in March 2020, eventually got ported to other modern-day platforms. But they kind of changed things up with the graphics. Graphics are just totally remade. And they eventually said they were going to make Zwei, and it would come out in 2021, but 4 years later, it has not come out yet. But they did make an announcement that it would be shown off at the Tokyo Game Show, which I believe is in about a week, September.
About a week yet.
25th to 28th. So it's going to be playable on the show floor. They did release some screenshots, which we have in Panda's story here. You can check out. I don't think we have footage yet, but I think we're expected to maybe see footage next week. So, he did take a look at the Steam page recommendations for the requirements. It needs like 16 gigabytes of RAM, a 3.6 gigahertz processor, and 6 gigabytes of video RAM. So most capable gaming computers will be able to run the remake at high settings. I think that the inference here is that it's a little more demanding than the first Panzer Dragoon remake. So maybe this is going to be a little fancier looking than Zwei. So what do you guys think about them finally, about Forever Entertainment finally showing off this Zwei remake?
I'm glad they finally did it. I know that there's been a lot of heat about it, and a lot of people saying that does not look that great, and I can't not disagree with them. It definitely looks kind of like a third, like a afterthought sort of game graphics. Like the graphics are not great. I mean, I've even seen people say that it's better on the Saturn. Looks better on the Saturn than it does here. It's kind of crazy to say.
Well, it's just because the Saturn version is just more like stylized because it had to be, because they were really had their hands tied in terms of graphic power, so they really had to go with like a artistic stylized. Whereas this, they have all the graphics power that at their fingertips, and it's like almost, that phenomenon where you would look at like an old game, a demo of a game running on like a GameSpot video online. It would be compressed, and the game would look a lot better than if you watched it in like 1080p, and you're like, oh, okay, now I can see all the flaws, So that's kind of the thing with this, is it's like the better the graphics get, the harder you have to work to like really capture the original essence of what the game was doing and kind of putting across.
Yeah, and it's not even just graphics, but it's also the gameplay, the game feel of it.
Yeah.
Panzer Dragoon 1 remake, the feel, they worked on the feel to make it a little better after the initial launch of the Switch. They did do a number of patches to improve that. I know that it was easier than the original game because I was able to beat it like in my first playthrough, and like on the Saturn, Panzer Dragoon is definitely much harder for me.
Exactly.
And like Kent in chat, which hi, shout outs to Kent. He is in my PSO2 alliance. He says, I'm really hoping the gameplay works better than the previous remake. So like it still wasn't perfect. And we'll see with this new one. People even like kind of complained in the lead up to the first Panzer Dragoon about it not feeling right. And they said, oh no, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. I think the Sega guys were talking about this online last week. They promised they would fix it, and then it came out and they did not fix it. And then they ended up fixing it in patches afterward with egg on their face. So hopefully they'll maybe get it a little more right first time with this one. We'll see. Ken said you have to give them credit for improving with patches. Yeah.
Again, it's a situation. It's kind of like the Time Warner VR virtual racing kind of situation, right? Like they are eyeballing it. They don't have the source code. So they're really remaking it from the ground up and doing their best to approximate how it felt. But, like without the source code, you really are, it really is never going to be one-to-one,
Sure.
That said, people are always going to complain, right? You know, there's always going to be some people, no matter how good you make it. You know, even if you're doing a English localization of Bulk Slash, right? You know, like there's always going to be somebody who's going to complain. That's a given. But I
Tell
mean,
me about it.
is it how warranted is it at the end of the day? That's the thing we're all talking about. And I think, you know, people definitely have high expectations, as they should, with this, because it's a beloved title that was incredible for the Saturn, you know. And I will say, I will give the first game one little thing to its credit, is that when I went to Oregon and Kay had me over to his house, he had this Panasonic Viera or something. It was like one of those 3D TVs where you don't even have to wear glasses, I think. I don't remember if we had to wear glasses with it or whatever, but it was like a 3D TV, and he put the game up on that and had me play it, and it did kind of make me a believer in how good it could be, like in that kind of format. But again, like not everybody's going to have access to that kind of setup, you know. It was an incredibly expensive and heavy TV. so I mean, you know, I think that there was just a bad taste in people's mouths when they had such high expectations for that first one, and when it came out originally, there was some jank for sure, you know. So I think that it's good that people temper their expectations and just don't expect so much, you know. But yeah, they definitely need to work hard. The better the graphics that you have access to, the more hard you have to work to really capture the same artistic aesthetic.
We still don't have a release date for this. I don't know if they're going to announce it at a Tokyo Game Show, or
so you said that
longer.
So people have seen this in motion, right? We've all seen this in there were videos of this in motion, right? Just people haven't gotten to play it yet, right? Is that the situation?
Did they put out a video?
I'm not sure.
So what was there was a janky video, you know, going around on like Twitter or something like that, and people were criticizing it, and I don't know if that was like somebody's pet project or if that was this. I couldn't tell, but it looked pretty janky, like it. Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm not sure if they put footage out yet. I think that's what we're
okay.
Does the Steam page.
So we're literally just going off of these still screens.
Yeah, no, there's no video on the Steam page either, so we're just going off the screenshots.
Well, these stills don't look that bad to me. At least the one that has like the dragon in the middle of the frame and the ship in the distance, and you have like you know, area. You have like level of detail stuff going on here, and
but if you like go to the Steam page, there's a screenshot from is this the first level? Right, I think where he's running on the ground and on the sandy ground, and
this is it. Yeah, this is. I hope this was like
did not. Yeah, I know, me too, because they did not reproduce how that structure looks in the original Saturn game.
Like this looks like the real texture. This looks like placeholder textures.
Yeah, I'm hoping it is. It's not.
This is actually. Yeah, I think this is what I saw.
Where's the video at? Do they have it? I don't have a link to it.
No, it's not video. We're looking at the screenshot. The first screenshot page.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, to be honest, Nick put like the better looking screenshots.
He did.
In
he
the
was
article. Yeah,
being generous.
Being generous. Yeah, because some of these do look like ass. I'm not gonna lie. This first one looks like it's running on maybe the Dreamcast.
PS2.
But for the Dreamcast, that would be great. Yeah, for the Dreamcast, that would be great.
Hey, port for the Dreamcast.
Right.
Neil Henderson said it looks uninspired, you know.
Yeah, it looks that. Like you know, like a $5.99 bargain bin you know, remake of something. Yeah, it looks like something that
I was gonna say, Raiden points out that Saori Kobayashi is involved in the soundtrack, which Panda actually did mention that in the story too. The Steam page confirms that Panzer Dragoon alumnus Saori Kobayashi is returning to arrange a remastered version of the game soundtrack. So that's pretty cool. She did not work on the songs in the original Panzer Dragoon Zwei, but she did compose music for both Saga and Orta. So she is a series veteran in the very least.
Yes.
So, and in the upcoming remake, the original Sega Saturn soundtrack will be available as an option to its players. Did they do that with the first remake? I thought people complained that like it was just the remade music and you couldn't access the original soundtrack. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Hey guys, I don't mean to rush you guys, but I actually have to leave in like about like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We can
Let's wrap it up then.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. We can talk about. I'll talk a little more about tomorrow. Next episode.
Thanks to Nick for writing this.
I didn't realize it was going to go on this long.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. To our $10 and up patrons, thank you to everyone who supports us $10 and up. We have a Murder of Crows, Cerulean, Chris Piper, Daniel Fredrickson, Derek Pascarella, A-Team, Emerald Nova, Evo42, Fat Drunk Friend Otaku, Gem Clash or Rank, Johannes Fetz, Lion Wing Publishing, Memphis, Normal Guy, Nutrageous, Orlando Guy, Paul Joseph Bort, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinkt, Sega Steve, Shadow Mask, Stone Man, the Sega Guys, and Young Money Swee. Thanks to all of you guys. Appreciate your top tier support. And for everybody else who supports us at any tier, we really appreciate you too. And your name will be in the credits at the end of the show every week. We also appreciate everyone in our community, regardless of financial contribution. Please join the SHIRO Discord, become a part of the conversation, ask questions, do cool things, be involved in projects and community events. And Dan, we let you guys know at the beginning of every show now what's going on in the community events, but you can know ahead of time if you're in the Discord.
So thank you everybody for watching and for listening. We really appreciate that too.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, and until next week, we will remind you that you must play Sega Saturn.
You must.
We'll catch you later.
Bye, everyone.